creativity.
Making a choice. It's a choice. It's a
Absolutely.
choice.
Absolutely.
It's, and I always tell, like, when someone is coming to me and saying, I don't know if I can always, of course, we all have to go through our different emotions. Emotions are there, they're healthy. There is a time to be mad, a time to be sad, a time to be happy and
Hmm.
joyful, and all of those great things. But of
Right.
course, there is a time to make a choice how long you stay in those pockets of
Right.
emotions. And
Right.
so that choice is what we mean, what you're saying as far as,
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
joy is important to continue to carry with you, especially through this journey of life, which is not easy, and especially this year, right?
Right. Right. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. Well, one thing too that just kind of came to mind that I wanted to mention is there's also a time to grieve.
Hmm.
For some of us, you know, we didn't have a childhood, or part of that childhood was taken away, or our innocence was taken away, and we have to make time to grieve over that because that's a loss.
Very important. Yes, very
Absolutely,
important.
absolutely. So, you know, and
It's
going
like
through
skipping
this
a
is
step.
not pretty,
Yeah.
but
It's like
but
skipping a step. It's like skipping a step, right?
right. And I'm Stepping Stones Consulting, so we don't skip steps.
Hmm. Very important.
Right,
It's
absolutely. Absolutely.
and we've seen what happens, and we don't have to mention any famous people here, but we've had enough description of what happens when a person skips childhood. They tend
Yes.
to stay in the childhood space. Love. Let's say the Jackson family. I love them. I love their music,
Oh
dancing, and
yeah.
everything. But I'm sure there are many debates that if he played in the space of childhood for too long, it might have
Right.
been because that was skipped. That time frame when he had the opportunity to be a child, that time may have been skipped. So yes,
Yeah.
steps are very important to completing the cycle, whatever that cycle is.
Right, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I
So
agree.
Barb, how would you describe when you're working with someone, what does success look like? What is the end result that you're looking for? Well, for that person, or what that person should expect as they're going through an experience of manifesting their best life.
Well, going through the experience,
Mm-hmm.
there will probably be crying, but that's okay because my one of my strengths is empathy, so I'll be right there with you.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I've had my own experience, so I am really right there with you. But success would look like being able to be grateful and content in where you're at. I'm not talking about complacency. We don't want to be complacent and think, well, this
Mm-hmm.
is how it is and I can't change it. That's not what we're doing. You need to be content where you're at. But there's still room for growth and there's still
Mm-hmm.
room for more things. But to get to a point of contentment is kind of a happy place. And I think that would be success. But then success changes, it's organic. When
Mm-hmm.
you get to, say, you want to get to making, X amount of dollars per month doing whatever it is that you do. Okay, so that's successful. You've made that,
Mm-hmm.
but now you want to make twice that. So, you're content where you're at because you were successful getting there. But then you want to go further. And that's okay. So your next success level would be that next amount or whatever. Or if it's different for everybody, it's not always monetary. So it may be, you know,
Is it
seeing a parent through a tough time or the end of their life. I know I have
so?
a friend who did that, and she was very fulfilled in helping her mom pass. I mean, she didn't help her, but she kept her comfortable. She was there with her. She spent time with her. She helped her get out her last messages, that kind of thing, just being there with her. So, that may be success to somebody. It varies.
So, yeah, so so identifying what success means first for per individual is your success. And I like to say success is, it's dynamic. It's nothing, as you mentioned, right? It doesn't just stay stagnant. It moves. And if it's not about just getting to this point and stopping. So what you were saying about being grateful, you can be grateful but not satisfied. So it's kind of like another definition for growth.
Right.
So that way the person
Absolutely.
can continue. Wow.
Yeah.
I love
absolutely.
that. I love that. So that it helps them to manifest whatever that is. It's like customizing the manifestation per person.
Right. Yeah.
So this is a program.
For everybody.
Yeah. So this is a program. Is it a program? Is it a course? Like, what is the framework? How do you set this up and provide it to a client?
Well, for coaching, that's entirely individual. And, whoever wants to do coaching would fill out a questionnaire and so that I have an idea where to start. Then we, just kind of would begin working on the things that they have to work on. But I do have a program called Soul Spa, which was in person, but now we're doing it on Zoom because we can't meet in person. And it's
for temporary, and it'll
right.
hopefully
for now. I can't wait until we can get the tablecloths and the flowers out and make the areas pretty and make ladies feel loved and get hugs and things. But right now we're doing it on Zoom, and it's pretty surface, but it goes through the process of where do your beliefs come from. And we talk about at the very beginning that we are three parts. We are a body and a soul and a mind. So, there's three parts to us, and we need to get those all in sync so that we can discover and heal and be happy and content.
Like an alignment. You help them to like realign all the things that matter, so that we can move in a grateful space, right? It's kind of, it's kind of uncomfortable if your mind is one place and how you feel is different and how your body is functioning is another. So you're doing a whole, really like a rejuvenation of helping them live life in a different level.
Right. Absolutely. And your beliefs come from, from all that's internal. That's where your beliefs come from, and your decisions come from your beliefs and your core values. So we kind of go over that a little bit, and then we go over some exercises and try to have a little fun, lighten it up, because it can get pretty heavy. And hopefully like when people leave or when we're finished, my idea of success for that is that ladies go out, which has happened, to go out with a whole new outlook on life, and like, I can do this. I can overcome this.
And I love how you're saying that, because belief is outlook, isn't it? Because if I believe that the world is ending tomorrow, that outlook is dark.
Yeah.
But to have that belief that there is hope, there's joy, there's people to meet like you, Barb, right? There's so many things to do, to meet the other ladies at the soul spa. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like the whole outlook is so important, but that doesn't happen unless there's that belief, really checking on your beliefs. Should you believe what it is that you believe in, really? And then be able to get that an assessment. It's an assessment. It's almost like a assessment in person, but to be able to do it mentally right? You said it with mentally, through your soul, and what's the third one?
And your body.
Your body. Okay.
Right. Right.
So it's important.
Yeah,
So how
absolutely.
do you connect the body part? I see. I'm looking at the mental. That's the mindset. I'm seeing the
Mm-hmm.
soul aspect of it, of really turning that soul on fire, and let's go and win and manifest and living our best life. Let's. I see that part, but help explain to the audience the body part. Like, how do you help me to align my body with my mind and how I feel, how to spark that fire in my soul.
Well, a lot of times what happens is when our body and our mind and our soul aren't in line with each other. For example, self-love, when we don't like ourselves too much because of the things that
Mm,
we've done or the things that we've allowed to happen or that have happened, we don't love ourselves, and so we don't take care of
yeah,
ourselves.
yeah.
And that may manifest itself in overeating, in not dressing to go out to Walmart.
So
I mean,
what you saying, Barbara? You think I don't love myself? I just love
you
to eat.
look fabulous. I think you do.
So you say overeating. Hey, like when my husband cooks some cheesecake and some pancakes, I'm there. But no, that's another
Right,
story.
right,
But
right.
let's
But
see.
it's more of a self-abuse type thing, or
Mm,
constantly telling yourself that you're no good, or that what are you thinking, you can't do that, or
mm,
doing some of that negativity and beating yourself up, even to the point of if you do something that maybe you shouldn't have done and you think, "Oh, well, that was stupid." It's like, okay, I want to tell you now, don't talk to my friend that way. you
yeah,
know
yeah.
don't talk to yourself that way. If you talked to your best friend the way that you talk to yourself, would your best friend still be your best friend?
Wow, that's a great
A
question.
lot of times the answer should be an emphatic no, because we are
Hmm.
so hard on ourselves and we're so mean to ourselves. And that's just not right. We
Yeah.
can't we can't give what we don't have. And if we don't love ourselves, how well can we love others?
I can see how the self love becomes this connector of all three. And this is a whole nother subject, of course, but like without the self love,
Yeah,
you find some who are starting, maybe even like you said, injuring themselves to like becoming self cutters.
absolutely.
Different things, and there's so many different ways, or
Hmm.
numbing the pain through different of alcoholism, sex,
Yeah, yeah.
or to each other,
Drugs.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that is. So what you're doing is some crucial work here. You're doing some phenomenal work, Barb, in regards to really helping a soul feel better about themselves. And you know what's so important about that, Barb, is the fact that suppose that person is a dad, a mom. Now you're taking that pain and then you're passing it along to
Right.
someone else.